Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 181 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. Happy New Year's Eve if you're watching this on the day it comes out. Happy New Year if you're watching it a day late. So it might be 2026. We're transcending years with this episode. Have you had a nice Christmas anyway?
It's been all right.
Okay.
No, I'm only joking.
All right.
No, it has. It's been a quiet one, really.
Yeah, I suppose so. But it's been nice, I think. I prefer the quieter ones than the ones that are a bit mad.
I like the ones where you don't have to get dressed.
Yeah.
There's been a few of those.
Yeah, there's been a few days of that, definitely. But no, I think it's been a nice Christmas. We're in a weird transition. We've had years and years and years of having sort of like a young child. So Christmas has been full on, like now he's just turning 14. It's sort of like it feels a little bit different now. It's not as sort of full on. He still gets excited and all that sort of stuff, but it's not as full on as the sort of early years of having a kid, is it? So it is a bit of a weird sort of transition.
It is, it's sad.
Is it? Make you sad when because he's getting older.
Yeah, he's like a proper little human being, and obviously he's been a human being since day dot.
A little man now,
he's
isn't
very, for a 13-year-old, he's very mature. And
wouldn't have thought that a couple of years ago, would we?
No, and I think that I feel like we've done something good.
Yeah.
With our lives.
Yeah, I know.
He's all right.
Yeah, he is.
He can be a pain in the bum, but he's all
right.
99% of the time, he's a good kid.
Yeah. Look, to anyone who's watching us on YouTube, why not give us a little like, subscribe to the channel, massively helps us out. And if you do want to get in touch, just comment on the video. We read all of them. We don't always get back to every single one, but we do our best and we'll try and get as many of them as we can read out on the show. If you're listening as a podcast, then why not leave us a little 5-star review? You can also click contact the show at the bottom of the description if you want to get in touch. If social media is your thing, we are at Me The Wife Pod on all of the important ones, or you can email us, me the wife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. So coming up on this week's show, we're gonna have a brief look back at 2025, talk about the two home games, quite contrasting home games, but both positive home games we've had over the last sort of week and a bit. Welsh Word of the Week, of course, backed by popular demand. We're going to talk about the January transfer window, and we are also going to look ahead to two games coming up away to Blackburn and Derby County. Of course, we've got the quiz. Of course we do, as we always do. But let us start with
Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week.
You do like that. I think it's I don't know. It's something that these videos will forever be on YouTube.
I know.
So when we're 70, we can look back and we can just sit there going, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week. Yeah, I'm not sure how long this is going to last, to be honest. But anyway, look, the Welsh Word of the Week this week. Do you want me to say it first and you have a go, or do you just want to have a go straight off the bat?
Is it blwyddyn?
Blwyddyn. Try again.
Blwyddyn.
Blwyddyn. Yes.
Blwyddyn.
No. The last one was the worst one. Blwyddyn basically means year. We're at the end of a year. We're quite reflective of everything that's gone on. So blwyddyn, it means year in Welsh. You can add a little stank on it and say blwyddyn newydd dda. blwyddyn newydd dda is Happy New Year. So
You filthy animal.
That's Merry Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You filthy animal. So there's your Welsh word of the week. Look, 2025. Do you remember the start of 2025?
No.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
So New Year's Day 2025.
I know we were still in League One.
Yeah, we well done. We were away at Barnsley.
Barnsley.
We watched us lose 2-1. We went 2-0 down in the first half. I think we were the better team in the second half, but we ended up losing that game 2-1. We've ended 2025 by beating Sheffield. That was obviously in League One. We've ended the year beating Sheffield United and Preston in the Championship. Feels like a huge sort of transitional time that we've had.
Not so much Preston, but Sheffield United. It felt like a statement. And I hope Billy Sharp was at home crying his little eyes out.
Maybe he was. Who knows?
I doubt it.
We only won one of our first 5 games in 2025, so we didn't have the best start to the year. Do you want an interesting fact about Wrexham AFC in 2025?
Go on.
We have not played a single FA Cup game in 2025 as a club. And neither will we, because it is obviously New Year's Eve.
Is that because we went out?
Yeah, so we went out in the first round.
November, wasn't it?
We went out in November to Harrogate. And then obviously that cup competition ended in like May 2025. We haven't been in the FA Cup yet this year because we joined in the third round because we're now in the Championship. So yeah, we haven't played a single FA Cup game in 2025. I dare say that I don't know if that is the last time that's happened in our history, if ever, if I'm perfectly honest. We were 1 game away from Wembley in 2025. Do you remember? We were in the EFL Trophy semi-final, but we ended up losing on penalties to Peterborough. I think they equalised really late on. We were Googling hotels near Wembley, and then all of a sudden, bang, they equalised 91st minute. And Peterborough actually went on to win that. So yeah, fair play. We only lost one of our last 15 games of the 24-25 season. We obviously got promotion against Charlton when we beat them 3-0 at the racecourse. This season, we were the first team to beat runaway leaders Coventry. We are still, at this moment in time, one of only 2 teams to have beaten them in the league.
Norwich is the other one, is it?
It is not, no.
Who is it?
So they've lost 3 games this season, Coventry.
God.
And you're sort of close. Geographically, you're close. So they've lost 3 games this season.
That doesn't help me at all.
No, I know it doesn't. That's because I didn't want you jumping in with the answer. So I thought if I say that, it might help some people out, but definitely not you. So yeah, they've lost 3 games this season. They've lost to us first.
Yep.
And then since that, they've lost to the same team twice.
Ooh.
Home and away.
I don't know who it is.
No, I know. I just
So don't pause. Wait for me to... Oh, is it? No.
Ipswich. So they lost away at Ipswich after...
I knew there was a witch in it.
Yeah, exactly. They're just down the road from each other, Suffolk and Norfolk. Norwich and Ipswich. That's why they're the tractor derby.
So where, obviously, Coventry is still first. So
yes.
Where's Ipswich in the table
They're
then?
third at the moment.
Okay,
so
it's not like a massive, shock.
No, maybe not. But they didn't have the best start to the season, Ipswich. But they're certainly looking a much more together team now, and they're building up a bit of a head of steam. Obviously beat Coventry twice in the last sort of 5 weeks, something like that. So yeah,
to them.
yeah. Look, as you've rightly said, 2025 we exacted our FA Cup revenge against FA Cup foes Sheffield United. Obviously, when we played them in the FA Cup, we were a National League team. And
I think it was a bigger deal then, you know.
It was. It was huge, wasn't it? Because I think they were top of the Championship when we played them. And we really ran them close. We went to the away game, the replay, and we we lost that game, and it sort of felt like we were so close to beating them.
Robbed.
I'm not sure we were robbed,
We were
but
robbed.
but yeah, and we've exacted a bit of revenge on them. We've beat them.
I wonder, is there any players in the Sheffield United team that we played when we were in the National League? Is there any of them still in the team that we played on
Probably
Boxing
not.
Day?
But weirdly, probably not.
No.
But weirdly, a player that was in that team that day, we played the other day in Daniel Jebison played for Sheffield United when we played them in the National League, and he now plays for Preston. And we've seen him recently. I'm not sure. It's not something I'd looked at, to be honest. Whether there are any players, there might be, there might well be, but I don't. Callum O'Hare was at Coventry. Gustavo Hamer, I don't think he was there either. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll check that out for you. Yeah, no worries.
I could check it myself, really, but
yeah, you could do. But
crack on.
You're not
going
to, are you? No. Look, we're past the halfway point in the Championship season now. What have you made of the Championship?
Well, it's been like it has been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's been like, oh my God, we're not going to do this. And then it's like, oh my God, when you get games like, when we beat Millwall and when we beat Coventry, and then we go on to beat obviously there are other teams, but beat Sheffield United.
Yeah.
At home as well. And not just like by one goal. It was, it was only 2 goals, but it was, it was from being 3-1 down. I have to say, probably the Sheffield game on Boxing Day Sheffield United, has probably been the highlight of the Championship season so far for me.
Yeah. I
think so.
Yeah.
Because it was an exciting game. It was at home. It was against a team which, we...
Well, they were the team in the league that were banging form.
Exactly. They were like
top of the form table.
Exactly.
They were flying, and they
Nobody
looked really
thought
good.
we could beat them.
No, I don't think.
Even Wrexham fans, Christian.
Even me. I don't think I believed it,
No.
having watched them recently. I'm not sure I believed.
I always have faith, though, me.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, I went 5-3 in the prediction, didn't I?
No.
No, I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't know. I think so weird, isn't it? I think it might have even been on the last episode where I'd sort of said I was harking back to a sort of a time when we had excitement in games, which I didn't feel like we'd had loads of this season, where and I was talking about the 6-5 against Dover and the 6-0s and the 7-5 against Barnet, and I was like, you feel like when you go up the leagues, I think each
6-0 against
Forest Green, yeah, and I think when you go up the leagues, I struggled a bit because I think it gets a little bit more robotic the further you get up the pyramid. Football does. And when you're in the Premier League, that feels very robotic at times. It's all teams playing the same way, passing it around the same way, scoring the same sort of goals, apart from, the odd few. But so I was sort of like, I'd started to feel a little bit of nostalgia and sort of like a bit of, it's not wanderlust, is it? But sort of like looking back at them sort of games and going, we don't get that anymore. And then out of the blue, as soon as I say that, we get a 5-3, coming back from 3-1 down, winning 5. And it was just like, it was as if the footballing gods had heard me and gone, oh, well, if you're missing it, here you go. Here you go. You can have one.
Yeah.
I think I'd struggled, and I've got to be careful here now, not to sound sort of like too much like an entitled fan, but I'd struggled a bit with this season. I don't think at times the football had been great. I hadn't particularly enjoyed as many of the games as I had in previous seasons. Now, a lot of people would be going, well, you're not winning as much. So don't be so entitled. You're in a new league. And
A hard league as well.
Yeah, and I do get that. But I think you can still be excited at games and not necessarily get the result you want. You go, do you know what? We didn't win, but God, that was exciting. And I don't think I'd felt that as much as I had in previous seasons. And maybe that is a reflection on me as a person and the fact that I'd got used to winning and we weren't winning as much, and maybe that had sort of affected my enjoyment a little bit. I don't know really, because I am quite conscious. I don't want to come across as this sort of spoiled, entitled fan of going, oh, well, we're not winning anymore, so it's not as exciting. It's not really what I'm saying. I think you can still have levels of excitement without necessarily getting what you want from a game all the time. So, yeah, I had struggled with it. And then we got the Sheffield United game and it was like, we're back. We're back. There's a bit of excitement in it. And we will talk about a little bit more about Sheffield United. But obviously being halfway through, have your expectations changed after this first half of the season? So, you were like, I don't think any of us really knew what to expect, but game by game, you sort of go, we made a sort of soft prediction of mid-table 12th.
Still.
But having seen what you've seen and seen what you've seen recently, and being so close to the playoffs as well, have your expectations changed at all?
No, I still feel like we may do better, but I feel like for the best of the team and best of the club, I think we need to be about maybe where we are now, maybe a little bit higher, because we're 11th at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
So maybe we could maybe go up to 9th, maybe.
Is that your limit, though?
I just don't want to do the playoffs.
Oh, well,
I don't want to go up to the Premier League. I know it sounds really stupid.
Okay, all right. No, that's fine. That you don't want to run before you can walk. You could argue we've done a lot of that in previous seasons.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're doing all right now. So there's no.
Yeah, but the Premier League is
I
a
know,
whole different kettle of fish.
I know. So, but would you not even like a little bit of the excitement of the playoffs, even if we didn't win it? Wouldn't you like a bit of excitement, or is it the thought of
we could potentially win it?
And you don't want that?
It's not that I don't want it. It'd be fantastic for the club to get, and fans as well, back to back. 4 backs. But I just I don't know, 4 backs. But I just feel like it would be running before we could walk.
Yeah.
And I just think we haven't.
But haven't we done that already?
We have, but
and then adjusted and then been fine.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, the Premier League is a whole different kettle of fish, and we haven't got at the moment. Obviously, we're building the COP and everything. They're doing what they're doing in the old, not in the old Darland, at Darland.
The
academy and stuff. I think we definitely need to build on our infrastructure before we can. Because, you don't want to be going into, a league like the Premier League kind of unprepared.
Yeah.
Which I feel like sometimes we were totally unprepared for the Championship.
Yeah.
Totally. Because, we have been spoiled and we have been, smashing the goals in at National League level, League 2. And, even League 1, we had a few more upsets in League 1 than we did previously.
Yeah.
But I just feel like being in the Championship is more of a reality check for us Wrexham fans, I think. And I'm quite happy to kind of get used to that reality check before we get smacked in the face with an almighty reality check of being in the Premier League.
Yeah. I get that. I do understand that. I think for me, I sort of flip between the two, sort of going, look, I just want to get there. Let's get there. It doesn't matter if it doesn't last long. At least we can say we've been. But I understand the other point of view of going, look, let's put ourselves in the best position we possibly can be as a club, as a whole, before we take
Yeah.
next step. Not that it's our choice.
No,
when we take it, but
if we win, we win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're talking about that. So first half of the season, we got 31 points. Okay, in the first 23 games. If the second half of the season was to mirror the first, we would end up on 62 points. Obviously, simple maths.
But a bad difference from 100 and whatever it was, 44 was it?
What?
When we won the National League?
111.
111. I knew it was,
So last season, 62 points would have been good enough for 11th.
Okay.
4 points off the playoffs. So your tone of voice then was happy.
Happy, yeah.
Happy, take that. What about that second half of that sentence? Only 4 points off the playoffs. What I'm trying to get at here is it's all well and good sitting here going, I'm happy with mid-table, right? But when you've got 5, 6, 7 games to go and you're 4 points off the playoffs, is it not impossible for your competitive inner child to come out and go? You want to be going to games going, we could reach the playoffs here. You can't just sit back as a fan, my point is, and go, look, no, I'm happy with 11th. Maybe if we lose that one. That's not what being a fan is it? I know ideal scenario is, let's have a good season. Let's remain in the championship. Let's go again. Let's build a better squad. We'll then have the stand, during next season, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I get sitting here in an ideal world, but what do you do as a fan if you're this close with 5 games to go? It just kicks in, doesn't it? It's like it's not a choice at that point. Whether you just go, you're sitting here with half a season in front of you, it sort of feels like a choice going, I'll take this position. I'm fine. I'm happy with it. But when you're that close with that little of the season left, if that is what is to happen, then I think it's almost impossible not to want it.
Yeah.
Even though, because as humans, we always want things that maybe aren't the right thing for us sometimes. I mean, look at me, I married you. I'm joking. But
wow.
Do you know what I mean?
I wasn't expecting that.
But do you know what I mean? You don't always. Could
you retract that quickly, please?
I retract. Of course I retract it. It's just a bit of banter.
The best thing that happened to you.
I know it is. It's just a bit of banter.
Well, it's not funny.
And it is a little bit funny.
It really was.
I love that sort of reaction. Yeah, it's funny. But you know what I mean? I think it's almost impossible.
Yeah, probably. Mainly, maybe.
Yeah. So look, all in all, a good 2025?
Yeah, I think so.
What favourite moment? Do you have a favourite moment?
It's got to be getting promoted and running on the pitch again. I just love that moment of being with you and Alfie, and just everybody else. It's got to be getting on that pitch again. So, it's quite it has become a bit of a trend that when people qualify for the playoffs, they run on the pitch. So, would you be happy doing that? No. So I feel like it's a bit different.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit different.
So if we were to qualify for the playoffs and everyone's running on the pitch, would you sit in your seat?
I wouldn't sit, I would stand.
But you wouldn't go on the pitch?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it feels a bit taboo, that. I know, like, running on the pitch anyway is taboo.
I'm sort of with you. It doesn't feel right.
Because
you're celebrating a job not done for me.
And it also feels like, I feel like it's, celebrating something that's, you're just celebrating a win, and it's like, well,
you're not done.
We're not done.
Yeah.
Whereas if you run on the pitch when it's like you've promoted, then it's
job done.
It just doesn't. Yeah, it wouldn't. If we did win the playoffs. Obviously, the playoffs would be at Wembley, so we wouldn't be running on the pitch anyway.
No, but people celebrate qualifying for the playoffs.
So they can run on the pitch.
Yeah, so they're
But not if it's what if it's away?
well, I don't. It's just a question.
I just feel
just a question.
I just feel like it takes away the what's the word?
The magic.
The magic. Yeah, I'm literally about to say that word. The magic of actually promoting and getting on the pitch. I just feel it'll take that away. And I know we might not have a chance to run on the pitch.
Well, there is an argument that there are a lot of clubs out there who haven't not been as fortunate as us. So qualifying for the playoffs in whatever league they're in might feel like...
Yeah, does that make us sound like dead entitled now?
I don't know. It's a tightrope, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a tightrope.
Yeah, I don't think...
I've always had a problem with it, personally. Running on the pitch to celebrate something when you're not done. You haven't really won anything, at that point, because you're just in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's always felt a bit weird for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, why are we talking about this anyway? Look, Sheffield United.
So the lineup was a Conqueror in goal, obviously. Our back three was Cleworth, Hyam and Doyle. Loving Doyle at the moment. And then our midfield, we had Thomason. No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
No,
we
I
usually
know.
do.
Confusing, isn't it?
In our midfield, we had Matty James, Sheaf, and Longman. And on the
no, we didn't. You completely you're
it's so confusing because they usually do it like that.
I know. So we played a different formation.
Yeah,
a different formation. And yeah, so we'll come to that. Because you've ballsed that up completely. So we'll come.
I got the back three and the goalkeeper, right?
You did. Well done. Yeah. So Jay Rodriguez back in the matchday squad, which we're half expecting. Quite nice to see him back, wasn't it? First minutes that he got since the Charlton game that you just spoke about when we got promoted. And that was 8 months to the day. Since he last got minutes.
He's had an injury though, hasn't he?
Of course he has, yeah.
He's had an injury and now he's obviously been named in been registered in the squad now, hasn't he? So,
yes, yeah. The return of the myth, the man, the legend that is Libby Kakache.
He is real.
He is real. We saw him and we were looking at him going, who are you? Saw him. He was there. He was on the bench. Didn't come on, but back fit.
He warmed up a lot.
He did warm up a lot. I think the story of the day has probably got to be the man who played in his position on that day, which was George Thomason.
Oh, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I mean, he was sublime. He had never played in that position before.
Would never have guessed that.
Never played as a left wing back before. Parky had obviously alluded to a midfielder getting converted into a wing back to alleviate some of the pressure in our wing back sort of situation. We sort of all guessed it was going to be George Thomason because he is quite adaptable and can play in different positions.
Hey! He's a
new James McLean.
New James McLean. There you go, Sarah.
Yeah, there you go. But he was superb, though, wasn't he? Absolutely superb. He did exactly what was asked of him.
So good.
He was only playing there, obviously, because James McLean had been banned during the week. He got a 3-game ban for a little kick out in the Swansea game. He got 3 games.
I think he wanted to be banned so he could spend Christmas with his family.
Well, there is that, isn't there? There is that. But
not
yeah,
to be sceptical or anything.
He was excellent. He was
so good.
Man of the match. I couldn't fault his performance. I thought
he was Sky's player of the match as well.
He was indeed. Yeah. He was player of the match everywhere.
Everywhere.
Absolutely fantastic. I think more exciting for me was the box midfield that we went for. So the box midfield of this is where you're getting a bit confused with the lineup.
Yes.
Okonkwo, Cleworth, Hyam, Doyle.
Yes.
Standard. Left wing back Thomason, right wing back Longman.
Yeah.
In the 2 defensive positions of the box, we had Matty James and Ben Sheaf. The 2 forward positions of the box, we had Broadhead and Windhass, with Kiefer Moore up front on his own. You could argue we had a front 3, but it more of a box midfield. If I'm perfectly honest, I was very excited. First time that we'd seen Broadhead and Windass start together in a league fixture, and it was just it made for such an exciting game because we looked so good going forward. One may argue the best we've looked going forward all season. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the best defensively that we've performed this season, but I mean, there was 5 goals in the opening 28 minutes.
Mental.
It was a little bit breathless, wasn't it? Really, we equalised quickly after going 1-0 down in the first 10 minutes. We found ourselves 3-1 down after 24 minutes, and then 3-2 down after 28 minutes. So 5 goals in that opening 28 minutes. It was just felt like a bit of a basketball game. It sort of felt like you score, we'll score. It felt like whoever was attacking was going to score.
Yeah.
What did you expect from the second half? We went in 3-2 down after seeing quite a mental first half. What were you sort of expecting from the second half?
Not sure what I was expecting, but I was hoping for at least a draw.
Okay.
I thought maybe we could come back from this and we can, make it a draw.
Yeah.
And then I think we'd be quite happy with that.
I think a 3-1 down, there was huge alarm bells for me. I wasn't confident going into the game. To have conceded 3 in 24 minutes, it was sort of like, oh God, this isn't looking great. And I think for the second half for me, I'm similar to you, going, right, if we can pull this back from 3-1 down to 3-3 and rescue a point from this, it would be, I will take that all day long.
I said to you, though, didn't I, on our live after the game, I said, if we hadn't have won, but we played like we played, then you can't be disappointed.
No, and I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier of it's not, I don't want to sound entitled about not being excited, but I think you're right there of going, if we would have ended up losing that game, I think it would have been one of them games where you've gone, that's the most exciting I've seen them play.
Yeah.
So I could have taken it, but it's when you lose games and you sort of go out with a bit of a whimper, and you don't feel like they're putting in the effort that the game deserves.
Yeah.
That's, Swansea away, classic example. You sort of come out of that going, well, I don't feel like we deserved anything.
Can you imagine if they played like they played against Sheffield, they played against Swansea?
I know.
You just think, though, that now, though, because of what happened at Sheffield, you kind of think they can do it.
I know, but that happens so often, doesn't it?
They can do it, so why can't they continue this run? But then, obviously, we went to Preston.
Yeah, well, we still won that game, so let's not stress out.
I know.
Second half, Longman's first goal at the racecourse for Wrexham.
Good goal as well, actually.
Look, he got up. I think the defender massively helped him out. The defender was definitely in pole position to get that header, and he just sort of ducked under it. All he had to do was jump and get his head on it. So, but look. Decent finish. He still had to get up above his man, direct it in 3-3. And it just sort of felt like we ran him a bit ragged in the second half.
Yeah.
For me. Kiefer's second goal, Josh's penalty, completed a 5-3 win. First time that we have come from 2 goals down to win a league game since
Dover? National League?
No.
I don't know.
Salford in League 2 on the 14th of October 2023. That is the last time that we have come from 2 goals down to win a game. So 2 years. 2 years since we've done that. So yeah, that was exciting.
Do you know what as well about the Sheffield? Maybe not just Sheffield actually. Quite a few teams in the championship.
I'm going to have to stop you. can you stop calling Sheffield teams just Sheffield?
Sorry.
Because there are two of them.
But we're talking, everyone knows we're talking about Sheffield United, though.
Just call them United then.
All right. Sheffield United.
Thank you.
It's not just Sheffield United. I think it's quite a few of the Championship teams. They're very grabby and dirty, I think.
I don't think it's dirty. I just think it's just the way the game is at the moment, and
I wish they would just leave poor Kiefer Moore alone. They're
Yeah,
forever trying to tackle him to the ground or ripping his shirt off or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but it happens both ways. That does. I think you're looking at that with very rose-tinted glasses.
Well, maybe.
Best game of the season for you?
Yeah. I thought you were asking me what my best game was. No, yeah, I've said it before. I think that it had everything, didn't it? It had goals, excitement.
Coming back from 3-1 down.
Being like, oh my God, when we were 3-1 down, this is it, it's over.
Player playing completely out of position for the first time in his career and getting man of the match.
Yeah, I think so far, I have to say. Although beating Coventry was quite nice.
That was good as well, wasn't it?
But again, that was a thing.
All right, well, but let's forget every game. I think Norwich was very good as well. I enjoyed the Norwich game. But let's bin everything off, right? And in our left hand, let's put Coventry, and in our right hand, let's put Sheffield United. Mm-hmm. Which is the best game for you out of them two?
I'd probably have to say Sheffield United because of the excitement and everything.
It's
hard, though, because I really enjoyed beating Coventry.
I did as well.
And being the first team to beat them.
We were losing at half-time in both games.
Yep.
And we've come back and won the game. I just felt like Sheffield United was a bit more spectacular and a bit more exciting than Coventry. Although, having said that, I did love the Coventry game as well. But I think for me, it's probably the game of the season so far.
So far.
I would say so. Look, Preston, the other game of the week. Arthur made his 100th appearance for the club. So, well done, Arthur. Unchanged lineup, which we sort of expected.
Absolutely.
So we're not going to run through that. And we're not going to make Siân run through that lineup again. Do you reckon you could this time? Or? Yeah, okay. Well, we're not gonna do it then. Let's talk about Preston's kit.
Oh my God, what did Alfie do? Well, obviously Alfie came with us to the game on Monday, and he showed me a picture of because I hadn't even noticed the kit because I was too busy.
How?
Well, because they were just coming onto the pitch, weren't they? And I was nattering to my mum and what have you. And yeah, Alfie showed me a picture of a highlighter pen. I was like, why are you showing me that?
No, what he actually showed you was a fancy dress costume or cosplay, if you're American, sort of a man dressed up as a highlighter.
And then I was like, and then I looked, and I was like, oh my God.
So bright. I had a headache coming from that game, watching them run around.
You sort of wanting to watch your guys playing, but they're just being overshadowed by this bloody...
I did find myself just closing my eyes every now and again. I was like, it's a bit much, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. Considering they're called the Lily Whites, is it?
Yes, but obviously their home kit is white, isn't it?
I get that, but I mean, who came up with the blooming luminous yellow neon? Oh, it was sorry, whoever designed the Preston away kit.
Worst kit of the season.
Worst kit ever. It's disgusting.
Would you like to give a one-word review of the game?
Different.
Okay, I will allow you to elaborate on that one word. It's not the one word I think I'd have chosen, but go on.
Well, boring, I suppose.
That was the word I would have chosen, yeah.
Oh, what's the word? Oh, I can't think what boring is in Welsh.
Diflas.
Diflas, that's it. No, it was the reason why I say different is because of the game that we had on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And I think everybody was expecting same team at home, more of the same, please. But
yeah.
It was very, very different.
It felt a bit...
The only thing that was the same is that we won.
Yeah, so unchanged lineup, and I did say to you, I said, we just can't expect what happened on Boxing Day to happen again. I think I'm happy with that lineup. I am. And I think that's probably one we'll use moving forward. I don't think we're going to use George Thomason in that position permanently, because you asked that question, didn't you?
I just said I can't see how you can take him from that position now.
No, I know, but he isn't. He might be a natural in that position, but we have people who have played in that position.
We've got Issa and Kakache, haven't we?
Yeah, but Issa's right, isn't he? So
yeah, but Kakache's left, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. So we got players who play in there week in, week out. Mm-hmm. He's done a very good job. We now know that we have someone who can play in that position when we need them. But I expect to see Libby back quite soon. Yeah. If I'm completely honest. But perhaps so. I think quick shout out for Arthur's distribution. It's so much better.
He is getting, but he is.
They have obviously worked on this. He played a great ball out. I think he threw it to Nathan Broadhead on halfway, set up a brilliant chance. Nathan dribbled to the edge of the box, but just put it past the post. I don't know how he missed. Didn't get it on target, if I'm completely honest. But that all came from Arthur's distribution. There was a few occasions in the Preston game which I felt like he's looking quicker and his distribution is a lot better than it has been.
I've seen him be quite a little bit vocal as well now and again.
Yes, I think everything's starting to come together, and I think they've been working on Arthur a little bit. Obviously, Brody scored his 5th goal in a Wrexham shirt against
Preston. He looks so happy when he scores.
He does, and I think I'm fingers crossed this is a formation we're going to stick with. A lot of people question Parky. He won't change, he won't deviate, but he has, and we've gone with like a 3 up front or a box midfield, or quite transitional, which is a bit of a change from what we're used to seeing from a Parky team. Mm-hmm. And I think it's working for me. Well, look, we were 1-0 up at half-time. We lost Kiefer at half-time.
We did.
Through an injury. We don't know how serious that is.
I think it was his hamstring.
Yeah, I think that was the problem before when he was out and he missed the Wales games. Sam Smith came on. He had a shot well saved. He also hit the post in the second half. I suppose the question is, do we need another striker in January?
Yeah. I mean, how old's Kiefer now?
I don't know.
30-something?
Yeah.
So it's like he's kind of not at the end of his career, that's ridiculous to say. But he's kind of getting towards that end. And I feel like we need this has happened before. This injury might not be anything. He might be back on. He might have just thought, do you know what? I just felt a little twinge. I'm going to say I need to come off.
Yeah.
Just to be precautionary.
Be safe. Yeah.
To be safe. But I think, we do. I mean, we've got Ryan Hardy though.
Yeah.
And you think, why can't Ryan Hardy?
Let's come back. Let's put a pin in this. We're going to talk about the January transfer window, so let's put a pin in this for a minute, and then we'll come back to it in literally 2 minutes.
Okay. I might not remember what I was going to say, but
we'll try and coax it out of you. Look, Ollie Rathbone continued his sort of great comeback, coming off the bench to score the second. Last 10 minutes was a little bit nervy, I suppose, because they scored. I thought it was going
to be 2-2.
Yeah, I know they definitely looked the better team. We sort of shrunk back, didn't we?
Again.
So our sub in the second half, Dobbo came on. Was it for Josh or was it for Brody? Did he come on for? I can't remember who he came on for. But as soon as that switch happened, we reverted back to the defensive midfield, just the one attacking, and so, we lost that attacking momentum. And I think when you switch from that back into what we've been playing all season, it just felt like we shrank back into ourselves and we just invited them on. They were the better team. But they just got the one. I'm happy with that. Preston were in the playoffs before the game. But I would suggest let's not get carried away because with beating them, as they've only won 1 in their last 6 now. and that was against Oxford, who are in the relegation zone. So, as good as of a result it is on paper, I just think let's not get too carried away with the results we've had. We're 11th now on 34 points. We're 4 points off the playoffs, 12 above relegation. Something I didn't know until we did our final whistle live on YouTube. Somebody said, first time we've won 2 in a row in the league this season. I had to fact check that because I was like, is it really? And yeah, first time we've won 2 in a row in the league all
Karen
season.
fact checked it, didn't she?
I think she did.
She did.
While
so
we
thank
were
you,
on.
Karen.
So let's go back to the transfer window. We need to touch on it. It opens on the 1st of January and it would normally close on the last day of January, but the last day of January is a Saturday. So the January transfer window will actually close on the 2nd of February in 2026. Free agents can still be signed after the deadline.
Can free agents be signed at any point of the season?
I think that there is a limit, there is a cut-off, but it is much later than the transfer window. You'd started to talk about Ryan Hardy there. So let me ask you a question about Ryan Hardy. He clearly isn't trusted by Parky to come in and do a job with his height. And he's got a bit of pace about him. You would assume when Kiefer came out, because we didn't look the same team when Kiefer came off at all. We didn't look the same team.
No.
Sam did his best. He always does. He always puts in a shift.
But like you said, he was on his own, so it's like you feel...
Some of the times, that I was saying, the ball was going up to him, and there was nobody near him. He was just being expected to hold it up, create the chance,
control it,
and finish the chance all on his own.
I felt there was, at one point, I don't know if this is the same point that you're talking about, but at one point, Brody was by him, but sort of seemed to like...
leave him to it a little bit.
He doesn't sort of like get in and get involved.
I know,
I
I think it was a similar time when the ball came sort of over
we
our
were
side,
shooting towards the Stoke.
Yeah, and it was just, so I don't know really, but do you expect Ryan Hardy? So we only brought Ryan Hardy in the summer. Are you expecting him to leave in January? Either on loan or permanently, because he can't be happy. He can't be happy with the appearances that he's made, which is very few and far between. You know, we hardly ever see him. Are you expecting a Ryan Hardy's gone out on loan or Ryan Hardy's been sold sort of tweet to come out from the club?
Yeah, I think so. And it's only fair for him, really, isn't it?
I'd say so,
yeah. You know, at the end of it, there's bound to be some footballers who just literally do it for the money and don't care whether they're sitting on the bench week in, week out, as long as they're getting a wage.
Yeah.
But I think, because Ryan, he's not old, is he? He's quite young.
No.
And I feel like maybe he feels like he was bought in on false pretenses.
Well, it is a bit of a strange one, isn't it? Because he was the first one of, if not the first signing through the door in the summer. He was given the number 9 shirt, and then it was sort of, I'm not saying he was given, a manager like Parky would never make any guarantees you're playing week in, week out.
No.
But
you'd expect some sort of gaming time.
That's got to hurt, hasn't it? You're brought in, you feel like you're a statement signing, you're given the number 9 shirt, and then before you know it, there's somebody else comes in, takes that starting spot away from you before the season even starts. It does feel like maybe his shoulders are down and he's felt a little bit aggrieved straight off the bat. Mm-hmm. And whether a conversation has taken place between Ryan and Phil after this, going, hang on a minute, you brought me in. We had this big, long conversation about what you wanted to do and all this sort of stuff. And now before the season's even started, I've been relegated to the bench. And, Kiefer's come in. Obviously, he wants number 9 as well, but that's why he wears 19, because number 9's already gone to Ryan Hardy when he signed. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't see him staying at the club long term. And like I said, as well as Sam does and as much as Sam fights when he comes on the pitch, we just don't look the same team when Kiefer goes off. And I feel like if we're going to continue playing the way that we are, we need a Kiefer backup.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sam's that Kiefer backup.
No.
And Ryan Hardy, for whatever reason, is not Phil's choice as a Kiefer backup either. So, yeah, 100%, I think a striker is something we need to bring in January. Something that's going to push Kiefer either, they're taking turns or whatever, or there's just something there that is some sort of backup for Kiefer and that we can play the same way. Josh Windass is the other one that's been sort of mooted. So there are rumours sort of circulating that Rangers want Josh Windass. They want to take him on loan in January until the end of the season. We don't really know what to make of this one, do we?
I hope it's not true.
I don't think it's true.
You said to me on Monday, you said if Josh Windass is not in the lineup...
That was on Boxing Day, I said that.
No, it was yesterday. It was on Monday.
No, it was on Boxing Day, honestly, because the rumour came out before Christmas. So I said if he's not playing against Sheffield United, he's gone. So yeah, I hope it's not true, because I think there's not really many nice stories about Josh out there on social media from clubs that he's played for. People don't feel like he's got a lot of loyalty to the clubs that he's previously played for.
He's just there for the wages.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people have sort of saying, well, if he moves in January, that just proves our point that he just follows the money, or he follows whatever he wants to do, regardless of... I'm not saying that. We're not saying that at all. But, I'd like to think he's going to stay. But then, obviously, an attacking midfielder is something we are going to have to go out and buy if that deal is going through. I would guess not. But it's a wait and see on that one.
James McLean's also been rumoured.
He has,
to go out on loan to the end of his contract.
Yes, to Derry. So,
or London Derry, whichever one you call it.
Derry.
I don't know.
It's just Derry. Not London Derry. Derry. So, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that one makes sense to me at all. Whether it's something that I could see happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I can't. I don't know. I know that's where he's from, and I know he probably wants to go back there and play football before the end of his career. I'm not sure now's the time. I think it would make more sense if he maybe went to like Wigan on loan until the end of the season, go back to Wigan, because I think he's got more to give. This is no disrespect to the Irish leagues, but I think he's got more to give than that, and I'm not sure he's at that stage in his career as yet, but we'll have to wait and see. What do you think we need? We've talked about probably need a striker, maybe if Josh goes, another attacking midfielder. In your opinion, what else would you like to see the club bringing in?
Just a striker.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
quite settled, and you think just a nice
Issa
big...
on the left, Longman, Barnett. Although Barnett, is he another one that's going to go?
I don't know. That's another question, isn't it? Because Parky doesn't seem to... Longman's very much sort of, let's not beat around the bush. Longman's very much a backup wing back at this moment in time. And, because when Issa and Libby are back, then, I don't think that Longman's going to be playing. But Parky obviously prefers, I was going to say Ryan then. They're both Ryan, aren't they? Longman to Barnett. So then when everyone's back fit, does then that push Barney further down the pecking order? And is that something that needs to be looked at? I think if you ask me a few weeks ago... No, I know you didn't. That's why I've got to throw my own questions in, because I don't get questions back. I think if you'd have asked me a few weeks ago, I think I would have said a wing back. Left, right, both, whatever. But we are sort of on the cusp now of going, well, Jimmy's back in a couple of games. Issa is back fit. Yes, he's at AFCON, but a couple of weeks and he'll be back with the squad. Longman is fit and has been playing. Libby is now back fit as well. All of a sudden, we seem to have loads of them. And we've discovered a midfielder can actually play as a wing-back as well.
Yeah, I don't think we need that.
But there is an argument for maybe do we need one more? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that probably depends on what happens with Jimmy. And whether the rumours are true about him going to Derry or not.
Issa could already also be called back, surely, can he?
Called back from the AFCON?
No, from
recalled to City, do you
yeah.
mean? I can't see that happening.
No.
Teams recall a player because they want to play them.
Well, there's rumours that Paul Mullen's been his loan spell has been retracted. Not retracted, but like ended.
Cut short.
Yeah.
He's not really doing it at Wigan, unfortunately for Paul. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Wigan would sort of go, look, we're all right. We don't need him. So yeah,
It makes you feel so bad.
I know. I think we then have to wonder if obviously, like I said, if the Josh thing does happen, then we need someone to replace him.
Yeah.
If we're going to stick with this sort of formation, Kiefer through the middle, Josh just in behind but drifting to the right, Brody just in behind and drifting to the left. You'd sort of go, okay, we're going to stick with that, sort of like the three up front or the box midfield sort of way of thinking. Perhaps we need another attacking player, a little bit of a flair player who could play across that sort of front three. Maybe we need something like that as backup. Although you do have to remember that Ryan Longman is a winger. So he could play along that sort of front three as well. So what do we need? I don't know. We just need a little bit more strength in depth, I would say. And exactly what that's going to be, I don't know. But I think, it's exciting to think what we might bring in. I think the other question is how much is left in the budget? Because we spent a lot in the summer.
Apollo have just invested, haven't they? So
there is that.
There's some more casheroony.
Yes, there is that. So it's going to be interesting to see how much Parky is allowed to spend.
£12.50.
Yeah, I know there might not be a lot left. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Look, quick fancy EFL update. So Amanda is still in first. Ben Parker's in second. Ian Dougal in third. Amanda is stretching out her lead at the moment. So we'd love you to get in touch, Amanda.
Please tell us what your name is.
Please. 2 home games coming up, Sian.
So the first one is on New Year's Day, and that is Blackburn Rovers. We are away at Ewood Park. It will be our 25th league game of the season. Blackburn are currently 19th in the Championship on 27 points. They have only won in their last 8 Championship games. That was a 2-0 win against Millwall on the 20th of December.
You missed the word one out of that.
What did I say?
They have only won in their last 8 Championship games.
They've only won 1 in their last 8 Championships. Sorry. Them 8 games include 5 draws. One of them was against us, which was a draw at the racecourse on November the 29th. The second worst home record in the Championship. So 9 points in 11 games.
Yeah, I think look, we've played them once. We drew 1-1. I don't think we looked great when we played them. We have transitioned a little bit since we played them. Even though it was only the back end of November, I think that we've grown as a team. We found a different way to play. Parky's imparting some new tactics, and we look like a different animal than we did a month ago. As mad as that is, we do look like a different team. Difficult team can be a difficult team to break down, Blackburn, and which is that miserable Lancashire spirit that they've got. Who's just like just difficult to deal with.
I like Lancashire people.
Good on you. Prediction?
2-0 Wrexham.
I'm going to go 1-0 Wrexham because I think it's going to be one of them horrible little games. I do.
I'm gutted we can't go to it.
I know. But look, you're nearly there. You're nearly there. You're on one crutch now.
Well, when I'm in the house, not when I'm out and about.
Yeah. But you're progressing, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're getting there. Look, our other game coming up is Derby County. 26th league game of the season away at Proud. It's not called that, is it? Pride.
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
Away at Pride Park. It's on the 4th of January, 3 p.m. kickoff UK time. They're currently 14th in the championship on 32 points. So 2 points behind us. They've only won one of their last 7 championship games. That was a 3-0 win away at Sheffield Wednesday, the bottom club, on the 15th of December. They did win 5 in a row, though, prior to that, between the 21st of October and the 8th of November. We drew 1-1 with them at the racecourse on the 27th of September. They equally have the 5th worst home record in the championship. They have 14 points from 12 games this season. Prediction.
You go first because I just want to make... I've gone 2-0, but I just want... If you want 2-0, then I'll go with something else.
No, I'll go 2-1 Wrexham, I will.
Okay.
Don't think we stop them scoring, but I feel like we win this one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Julio and the gang.
Yeah.
We have to apologise, actually, because we haven't done a prediction video for a bit. For the last 2 games, we haven't done one. I think it's because it's been a bit because of obviously Christmas and everything. It's been a bit mental. We just haven't had the time to... And also, there's something mega weird going on with our preview games as well. Our games.
Yeah, so when we do... our final whistle live that we do on YouTube, they're fine. Yeah. People are getting on them. People are finding them. People are commenting. We're commenting back. Massive thank you to Karen and Nicole who actually sort of super chatted during them. Lots of people commenting. Yeah, they're great. We've done 2 pre-game lives now. The Sheffield United live we did, it was all working. There was no one on it while we were doing it, and we thought this is really odd. And then we finished it and something went wrong and it wouldn't upload properly. It's there on the back end or the back office that we can see on our YouTube channel. But when we click on it, it says this video is not available. So we don't know what the hell that has gone on with that. The same thing has happened with the Preston preview as well. So both of them are not on there for whatever reason. Although the slight difference with the Preston one, we did have people on there. We had like Sarah and a few other people were on there. Not as many as normal. And somebody did comment saying they couldn't find it. So it didn't notify them that we were on, which is another weird thing. But that has also now sort of corrupted and it won't be shown.
Weird.
I don't know. So hopefully, fingers crossed, moving forward, that will be resolved. But I'm not sure what the issue with it is with that. But
if you would like to support the show, you can do so in a few different ways. You can like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, which is free and helps us massively. If you enjoy the podcast, then why not leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to us on. You can also buy us a coffee, and you can do this by visiting buymeacoffee.com/methewife. When we do our lives, you can super chat us, which we do, obviously, like we just said, we do a pre-game and a final whistle live. And we'd just like to say a massive thank...
Can I step in because the names on here aren't correct?
I was going to say... I know you've just said it, but massive Karen.
Yeah.
Massive thank you to Karen and Nicole who who said that their super chats were towards Ryan's Wrexham tattoo.
Oh, I know, yeah, because we had someone to ask. We were on there live, and they were saying, "Do you have tattoos? Do you have tattoos?" And
what are you wearing?
They asked. They didn't ask that,
They
but they asked about 5 times, and then it was like, and then we just started getting people doing super chat, going, "This is towards your Wrexham tattoo," because I said that I didn't have one.
He's going to have it on his bottom.
I haven't agreed to that. I have not agreed to that at all. Look, if you do want to get in touch, like we said at the top of the show, you can comment on this or any video that we've ever done on YouTube. If you're listening as a podcast, look at the bottom of the description. It says contact the show. Click on that, write us a message. Find us on social media at MeTheWifePod, or you can email us methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. So it's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women. The other is at 7 p.m. on a Thursday and that is for men. If you want to get on them calls, go to the Wrexham AFC website, scroll to the communities tab and look for health and you'll find Dragon Chat in there. If you... I sort of shut down then and I forgot what I was saying. Alternatively, that is the word that I needed. If you look in the description of this or any video that we have ever done, then you'll find all the details of how to get on them calls. They also meet up in person and in the Dragon Chat room at the Miners Project at 1 p.m. before every Saturday home game and 6:15 before the midweek games. Quiz time. So this quiz is called First Half. Can you guess what it's about?
I can guess, but I cannot remember anything about the first half of the season.
No, it's just about the first half of the Preston game.
Is it?
No,
No,
first
I
half
didn't
of the
think
season,
so.
obviously. Is there?
Not much happened, so it won't be a very big quiz, will it?
Question 1. Max Cleworth has played every minute of the championship season so far, and he has also scored 1 goal. Who was that goal against? Blackburn, Derby, QPR or West Brom?
West Brom.
Incorrect. It was Blackburn.
I should have just guessed that, really. Cause we were
It's only 4 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah, you need to. I think you need to have a serious think about your memory. You're yawning there. You're all right.
Sorry.
You're trying to hide the yawn.
I was.
I'm gonna call you out on a yawn.
Sorry, I'm not sleeping very well at the moment.
Question 2. Josh Windass is second in the assist table at the club with 3. They all came in the same game. Against who?
Options, please. Oh, Coventry.
Did you know that? That's
Yeah,
who it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. No, there was no options for that one. But
Coventry.
Coventry, yes. Well done,
You
Coventry.
see, I got excited because I knew it. Yeah.
I knew you knew it. Yeah. Question 3. Libby Kakache has been a bit of an enigma this season. Can you name one of the 7 teams he has played against? Obviously, no options because it's just everyone we've played against, isn't it? The options. So, one of the 7 teams he has played against. Charlton.
What the game? What do you mean? What the team that we've played and he's been playing? Yeah, Charlton.
Charlton.
We've played Charlton.
I never said we hadn't. You're having an argument with yourself.
But that's why you look at me like, Charlton, are you kidding me? What are you on about, you dog?
I never said that. You just sort of I don't know. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Is incorrect. Southampton, Millwall, Stoke, Oxford, Middlesbrough, Coventry, Portsmouth.
I was going to say Southampton, but then I thought...
First game of the season he was playing.
I know.
And we were there.
I know.
So
Well-
that's why I looked at you when you said Charlton. Charlton? That's because that should have been an indicator That is wrong.
Well, yeah, that's why. Yeah, anyway, crack on.
All right, I'll crack on. Question 4. We failed to win any of our first 3 games back in the second tier. But who did our first win come against?
So no options.
Of course not.
Millwall.
No options. Correct. Millwall.
Why have you...
I know.
No options. That is the team.
Yeah, Millwall. That is correct.
Thank you.
How many have you got right so far? Coventry. Correct. 2. There's 2 points available on question 5.
Yeah.
Okay. We might not win all the time, but we usually score. Can you name one opponent we have failed to score against this season? And for a bonus point, can you name 2? Do you want me to read the question again?
No.
Phil?
Ipswich.
Ipswich is 1. Okay.
I don't want another point.
What do you mean you don't want another point?
Because I can't think of it. If I get that second part wrong, will I lose my point?
No, of course not.
Norwich.
You know we beat Norwich 3-2. So come on, no, I won't accept.
Southampton.
You know we lost that 2-0. 2-1. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was right. Okay. Coventry. I don't know.
Right. Do you understand the question?
I do.
We beat Coventry 3-2, and you know that. So how is that a team that we have failed to score against? I won't accept these wishy-washy answers. Right.
Watford. I don't know. Stop asking me. I don't know.
You've got 1. Ipswich.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ipswich again.
We've only played them
I
once.
know. I don't know. Derby.
I don't like your attitude.
I don't like yours.
Derby.
Yeah.
That's a more sensible answer, I
It's
think.
wrong.
It is wrong, yes. We drew 1-1 with Derby. We've literally just said that in the preview of the Derby game. But so no, it's not a sensible answer. It's a terrible answer. Stoke. Were you at that game, Sean? When we went to Stoke and we lost 1-0? Do you remember that one? Yes. Portsmouth, we drew 0-0. Ipswich, we drew 0-0. And Hull, we lost 2-0. So there's only 4 teams that we failed to score against this season. So there we go.
Boo.
So yeah, you've done all right.
I don't like, I have to admit, I don't mind having options. I don't like quizzes without options.
No, because they're obviously easier, aren't they?
Yes.
Because you can throw an answer out without having to think about it and knowing that, it was one of the options.
Yes.
But I like putting it on you.
I know you do.
And going, no, come on, remember.
I like making quizzes hard as well.
Well, like I said to you, I could go through. Yeah, sorry, I lost that. I don't know what you said. I genuinely don't know what you said. Anyway, I genuinely think if we listed, I think at the end of the season we should do it. I won't revise, but I think you could put all of the fixtures in front of me.
I know, we're going to do that, don't worry.
And I think I could tell you the results and everyone.
I'd love you to lose.
Wow.
Is that wrong that I really hate my husband winning stuff?
Why do you though?
Well, you win at life every day being with me, so.
That's true. Look, we hope everyone has had a great 2025. We hope that you will also have a great 2026 and then 2027 after that. And then just keep going with great. No, seriously, I hope you've had a great 2025. We hope that you have enjoyed us in 2025 and we have brought some sort of...
I think they've tolerated you in 2025.
Tolerated. Thank you for tolerating us.
No, 2025. You, not me.
Oh, thank you for tolerating me and enjoying Sean in 2025. How's that? Are you happy with that outro now?
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry, I've never been live, sort of edited and re-edited during the podcast. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in.
Have a wonderful new year.
Have a wonderful new year, guys.
Whatever you're doing.
Yes. Oh, sorry, just realised. Don't forget, next week, our show is out on Tuesday, not Monday. After that one, I promise they will all be back to normal. But next week's show is out on Tuesday. So,
which is the 6th of January.
I will take your word for that. Thanks, guys. See you next year.
Bye.